Good morning, dear students. This is class 9 computer. Hope you all are fine and you are preparing for your exam. Today I will give you some revision from your syllabus. It means revision from your chapter number 1, 2, 3 and 4. These 4 chapters are in your first term syllabus. Now we will discuss some fill in the blanks. Okay. First fill up. An object is an dash of class. Object is an instance of class. A blueprint that represents characteristics and behavior of a group of entities is called what? Class. Okay, group of entities which represents characteristics and behavior, it is known as class. Next, exposing only essential features while hiding unnecessary details. You all know that it is known as abstraction. Only showing essential feature and hiding unnecessary details. It is abstraction. And next one, wrapping up of characteristics and behavior into a single unit. It is known as encapsulation. And also wrapping up of data and associated functions. Remember, look here, data, it represents to the characteristics and function, it represents to the behavior. So wrapping up of data and associated function in single unit, it is called encapsulation. The programming language that require knowledge of computer machines architecture and circuitry are known as low level language. In low level language, if you want to work on computer machine, then you should know about the architecture and circuitry of that computer. Next question. The programming language paradigm that emphasizes on doing or procedure of doing. What it is known as? It is called procedural programming paradigm. Next, the programming language that use objects and classes and other object-oriented programming concepts but accept polymorphism. It is known as object-based programming language, and including polymorphism, it is known as object-oriented programming. Remember that. And without polymorphism, it is object-based programming language. A class inheriting features of another class and adding its unique feature. Okay, it is subclass. Okay, the class which is inheriting the properties from another class, it is known as subclass. When an act can be performed in multiple ways by objects and subclasses of a class, this act is known as polymorphism. Means performed in multiple ways by object. This is known as polymorphism. More fill-ups. Byte codes are always the dash. Byte codes are always the same. You all know that byte code will never change for different platform. Okay, so it will be same. The machine language for the JVM means Java Virtual Machine. So machine language for the Java Virtual Machine will be always Java byte code. An abstract machine that hides underlying operating system for Java applications and executes Java bytecode. Which is executing the Java bytecode? Yes, this is Java Virtual Machine. Okay, Java Virtual Machine will execute the Java bytecode, and Java bytecode will be executed on Java Virtual Machine. Java Virtual Machine combined with Dash to make Java Platform. It will combine with Java API. Next, a class in Java program that contains main method. Did you remember main method? Yes. So it is called initial class. If in any class it include main method, it is known as initial class. A Java program must have name similar to that of initial class and .java extension. Next, and dash is an identifiable entity with some characteristics and behavior. Which is the identifiable entity? Yes, that is the object. Each and every object, it is the identifiable entity, and each object has its own characteristics and behavior. Next, dash can be defined as software bundle of variables and related method. It is also object. Next, real world objects encapsulate what? Real world object encapsulate within it characteristics and behavior. Next, object interact with one another through what? How objects can interact with each other? How you people are interacting with each other? Through messages. Now, next fill up. The data is an object is accessed through the member function of the object. It is known as methods or member function. Okay. So an object can be accessed through methods. The real world objects are implemented in software form by representing their state through variables or data items, and these real world objects which are implemented in software form by representing their state through variables and data items, these are known as member variables and data members. You can say member variables or you can say data members also. Next, the dash of the object is represented through functions called methods. So, which is represented through function? Just now I told you, behavior of the object can be represented through functions or you can say through methods. The values of data members or member variables at any given time determine an object's state. Means data members or member variables will show you the object's state, not the behavior. Okay, behavior will be represented by methods. A dash is a set of object. Which is the set of object? Class, and that have a structure and common behavior. An object is identified by its attribute. You know that each and every object can be identified, but how it can be identified? By its attributes. In dash, objects are defined by defining a class for them. So it happens in object oriented programming. In object oriented programming, objects are defined by defining a class. A class is a named software. You all know that class is a named software representation for an abstraction. The dash is an object maker. Which is the object maker? Class. Class is also known as object maker or it is also known as object factory. Java uses dash character set. Which type of character set? It uses Unicode character set. The smallest unit in a program. What is the smallest unit in a program? That is known as token. This is also the smallest definition of token also. It is the smallest unit of program. Okay, these were the fill in the blanks which I just discussed with you. So don't think that it will only come in the form of fill in the blanks. Those questions can come in the form of true, false or single choice question or multiple choice questions also. Okay. And these choose the correct answers can also come in the form of fill-ups or true false. So in any way questions can come, and questions can come from the inside the chapters also. Those questions can also come which I am not discussing now with you. So from anywhere from your syllabus questions can arise. Now choose the correct answer. So now listen to me carefully. Last day also I explain you. Choose the correct answer. It can come in the form of two ways. It can come in two forms: single choice question and multiple choice question. In single choice question, among the given option, like here four options are given. So in those four options, any one answer will be only correct. Means only one answer will be correct. But in multiple choice question, there will be two answers which will be correct answer. Okay, and those both correct answer you have to choose. Otherwise, you will score only the half marks. Half marks means what will be the weightage of that question? You will score only half of that weightage. Suppose this is question number 1. Okay, and here only one single option is correct, but suppose that two answers are correct. Okay, A and B both are correct. So in that case, if you will choose only A not B, in that case what happen? You will score only 1 marks, and if you will choose both correct answer, then you will score both full marks. Okay, so in multiple choice question both correct answers you have to choose, remember that. But in single choice question you have to choose only one correct answer. Okay, now we will discuss our questions. How would you describe Java? Java is a programming language, Java is a platform, both A and B, none of the above. So we have to choose here only one single option. So we will choose both A and B, because in this single option it is given A and B. In this way we can give complete answer. So in this type of question you have to choose only one answer. Java applications are. Today I am only giving you single choice question. Okay. Java applications are very big, very small, platform independent or platform dependent. So Java applications are platform independent. It can be execute on any platform. Which of the following is the reason of Java programs platform independence? Due to which reasons Java programs are platform independence? So Java compiler, virtual code, Java bytecode, all of the above. It is due to the Java bytecode. Due to the Java bytecode only Java programs are platform independent. One, which of the following prints some text or monitor in context of Java? You all know that we are giving which command? System.out.println. Okay, in that bracket we are writing which we want to print. Which of the following is not a valid comment? Which is not the valid comment? This is a valid comment. Yes, documentary comment we can give, and this one for multiple line comment, and this is for single line comment, but this is the incorrect way to give the comment. So this one is wrong. Which of the following is not a keyword? Class is keyword, yes. Void is keyword, yes. But true, no. This is not the keyword. Public is also keyword. So which is not a keyword? True. Which of the following is not a token? You all know that. I explained you tokens. Yes, keyword is also the type of token. Identifier is also the type of token. But statement is not the type of token. Operators are also the type of tokens. So which is not the type of token? Statement. Identify the illegal identifier. Which is the illegal identifier? Underscore chk. Yes, this is legal because we can give the name of identifier when you will begin with underscore. But 20, this is wrong because you cannot start the name of identifier with a digit. So this is the illegal identifier. This one is also correct. We can start with alphabet also. You can use here underscore So which is the illegal one? 20 underscore 2 underscore 50. This is the illegal identifier. Next, which of the following does not represent a character literal? You know that character literals are those literals which will store a single character and it should enclose within single quotes. So this A is enclosed in single quotes, so correct. One single character and it is enclosed in single quote, correct. This is slash backslash A, this is also correct, but it is written in double quote. This is not character literal, this is a string, so this one is not the character literal. Which of the following is primitive data type? Array is primitive data type? Yes. Class is also the example of primitive data type? Yes. And class is the example of primitive data type? No. And array is the example of primitive data type. You know that the total there are 8 primitive data type: int, long, double, and then short, byte. So byte is the primitive data type. Byte is the primitive data type. Which of the following is not an integral data type in Java? Which is not the integral data type in Java? Short, long, byte, double. Short, long, byte, these all can contain only integers value, but double cannot contain the integer data type. Okay, so correct answer is double. Following is the default initial value for a long data type. 0, 0L, long 0, all of the above. So correct answer is, I already explained you the default value along with the data types. So what is the default value, initial value of long data type? This is 0L. If you will not write L, it will be integer. Which keyword turns a variable declaration into constant declaration? Yes, not const, not constant, we are using final. By using final, we can convert any variable value into the constant value. So correct answer is final. Question, so in this way, fill ups and choose the correct options. Question can come, remember that, in any form. And be ready, be prepared for your exams, and attempt the mock test which I am giving you, and try to do your best. Okay, we will meet in the next class and attempt the exam in given time limit. So till that time we will meet again. Till that time, have a great day. Thank you.